हेलो, नमस्कार, आदाब, वनक्कम, केम छो। होप आप सब लोग मजे में हैं। वेलकम टू एपिसोड 12 of CADET Diaries webinar series SSB OLQs, the new norms for all careers, part 2, powered by EXPA. Firstly, thank you all for joining, and thank you for the love that you are giving to us. I really appreciate you all. This episode is the continuation of SSB OLQs, the new norms for all careers, part 1, where we had discussed 4 OLQs: organizing ability, social adaptability, cooperation, and sense of responsibility. In case अगर आप लोगों ने वो मिस किया है, then it's on our YouTube channel, जिसके डिटेल्स मैं इस वेबिनार सीरीज एपिसोड के अंत में आप सबसे शेयर करूंगा. And today we are going to talk and discuss about 3 OLQs from factor 1, which are mind-based, reasoning ability, power of expression, and effective intelligence. And for that, with us, we have two amazing personalities, Major Dr. Guruprasad Thimmaiah and Ankita Pandey. Before I introduce our speakers, one important thing, question box for all your questions and doubts. And you can see for our viewers on AirMeet, you can see a raise hand option on the top right corner, जहाँ पे आप क्लिक करके लाइव आ सकते हैं, and you can ask your questions directly to our speakers in the question answer segment. For our viewers on Facebook, you can please put your questions on the comment section. We will be answering some of them too. All details regarding our social media handles and your participation certificate will be told to you at the end of the episode. So stay tuned. Introducing myself, I'm Rohit Patil, completed my graduation in 2018, currently doing my master's in economics and associated with EXPA Cadet program since April 2019. Talking about our speakers, Major Dr. Guruprasad Thimmaiah is a healthcare pharma consultant. He is specialized in high altitude medicine and completed his executive MBA from IIM Indore and pursuing MD in hospital and healthcare administration at PGI Chandigarh. He has served the Indian Army for over 6 years with significant contribution in some of the toughest conflict zones and the highest battlefield in the world, the Siachen Glacier, and has been awarded medals for his active service in Operation Rakshak, Operation Parakram, Operation Meghdud, and Special Services Medal JNK. After his army service, Major Guru Prasad has contributed across a breadth of management roles in several healthcare and pharma organizations over past 15 years. Coming to Ankita, she is our cadet trainer who has associated with us since April 2019, working at Teach for India organization, teaching government school kids, a defense aspirant who got recommended from Bangalore board, who has previously worked in an IT firm, who's a Kathak dancer and a blogger. Talking about the 3 OLQs, Ankita, can you please explain or tell me what does effective intelligence mean and where have you experienced?
Yes, absolutely. Effective intelligence for me is practical intelligence. Consider every difficult situation you all face in life. How do you react to find solution or to reach to a conclusion or maybe a decision? For me, that is the quality we are talking about. I'll be talking about a very recent experience we all had. When the lockdown was announced, we all had a very unprecedented challenge in front of us. सबको पता था that resources are not going to be available, they used to be. Everyone had to work from their home, कई लोगों के jobs का issue हो गया, there were many challenges. What did we all do? जो लोग अपनी फैमिली के साथ थे या जो हॉस्टल पे थे, they all decided to sit together, discussions किया, available resources क्या क्या है, क्या क्या लेके आना है, ये सब कुछ planning करी, manage किया, and उस solution तक हम पहुंचे. उस particular tight corner में जहां हम खड़े थे, उसके लिए हमने एक solution find किया. This also reminds me of an incident, my childhood incident. I was in school and I was playing, I was doing some masti, and I remember I fell down and I broke my head. It was bleeding and मेरे स्कूल के प्यून अंकल ऐसे दौड़ के मेरी तरफ आ रहे थे, and all he said to me was, अंकिता चुपचाप से लेटे रहे. Now when I think of it, I realize that why did he say that? उन्होंने मेडिसिन नहीं पढ़ा था, he did not had any medical knowledge, but उन्होंने वो चीज क्यों बोली थी? Because he had a practical experience, he had his own experiences in life, and इस वजह से उस difficult situation में उन्होंने एक solution बताया जिससे उस injury को further होने से रोका जा सकता था. Again, I would like to add something here that हम में से बहुत सारे लोग अभी कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स हैं, हम बस से या फिर टू व्हीलर से कॉलेज जाते हैं. कई बार हमारी बाइक ब्रेक डाउन होती है या फिर बस खराब हो जाती है. व्हाट डू वी डू? बहुत सारे सोल्यूशंस निकाल लेते हैं. हम तो वो इंडियन स्टैंड भी फॉलो करते हैं. अपने फ्रेंड को बोलते हैं भाई तू अपने बाइक पे बैठ, मेरी बाइक को धक्का दे, ठीक है. उसके बाद हम पेट्रोल पंप तक जाते हैं, वी फाइंड आउट मेनी सोल्यूशंस एंड वी कम आउट ऑफ दैट सिचुएशन. So this is what I was talking about, the quality effective intelligence.
Yeah, right. Major. I'm sure that in your past 6 years of tenure in the armed forces, you must have experienced this. So, can you put some light on that?
Oh, sure. Thank you, Rohit and Ankita, for giving me this opportunity to interact with this wonderful set of young minds who have logged in from across the country, all prospective officers and all people who are going to be future leaders in the corporate world, in the artist world, and whichever is the passion that they wish to pursue. So it's a very important component that you picked up, and Ankita, as you rightly said, the effective intelligence is all about having a solutioning mind. एक जो उपाय जो होता है, एक आइडिएशन का जो एक स्ट्रीक होता है, वही होता है effective intelligence. Right? It is a very simple thing, and it is something that all of us exercise in our daily life. It's basically the intelligence that comes to the fore when you are coping with a practical challenge of various complexities. उस टाइम में क्या सोल्यूशन हम निकालते हैं वही होता है. सर मैं आपको एक बहुत दिलचस्प किस्सा सुनाता हूँ. जब मैं फौज में था और ऑलमोस्ट 20 साल पहले की बात है, जब हम लोग मूव कर रहे थे ग्लेशियर की तरफ से, we were deployed into the Siachen glacier and the entire Britain was moving in a convoy. And there is only one road, right? All across, on both the sides, you have the mighty Himalayas, right? And there is only one road which is leading to our destination. And almost like once, so हम soldiers थे और 60 vehicles थे, और उस टाइम जो है हमने स्टॉप किया था एक लंच ब्रेक के लिए. उस टाइम धनाधन एक फायरिंग हुआ. इनडायरेक्ट फायर जो बोलते हैं, फील्ड गन्स जो बोफोर्स गन्स आपने सुना होगा, वो फायर इनडायरेक्ट फायर होता है. मतलब ऑलमोस्ट 40-45 किलोमीटर दूरी से एक आर्टिलरी फायरिंग होता है. एनिमी को एग्जैक्ट कोऑर्डिनेट्स पता नहीं चलता है बिकॉज दे कैन नॉट सी, बट समबडी हैज टू डायरेक्ट दैट फायर, and only then you can get such an accurate kind of a target. And we were like amazed कि इतना accurate fire वो भी almost 15-20 minutes तक एक ही लोकेशन पे आ रहा है. And हम लोगों ने उधर we went behind rock, we went behind the vehicles and saved our lives thanks to one guy who was a signalman. उसने सोचा उस टाइम ऐसे accurate fire कैसे हो सकता है, और बाद में ये पता चला, उसने ये पता किया कि नजदीक से एक औरत जो है एक एसटीडी बूथ से कोऑर्डिनेट्स डायरेक्ट कर रही है एनिमी को गांव से, और इधर एक्यूरेट फायर दे रहे हैं. तो उस आदमी ने जो है उस टाइम उसका अपना एक इफेक्टिव इंटेलिजेंस इस्तेमाल किया, and he was able to save more than 500-600 lives of an entire Pelton. You see, that is effective intelligence. So like this, we can see many experiences of effective intelligence, like what Ankita was mentioning earlier. People who offer first aid and various other things in our daily walk of life.
Yeah. Similarly, हम effective intelligence अपने SSB में जब जाते हैं, like
yes.
we have a problem in our GTO task. Like it's not like obstacles are there and we have to clear the obstacles. So we have the resources like balli, fatta or rope है. So we use that resources effectively to manage and get the solution. Apart from that, I must say there is one experience जो हम सब लोग experience करते हैं, is that kitchen is the best example of effective intelligence. ठीक है? हाँ, जब सुबह सुबह अगर अपनी मम्मी को क्या बनाना है नाश्ता पता नहीं होता, कल का बचा हुआ चावल पड़ा होता है, she effectively manages that. See, the problem is there. What should I make the breakfast? And then बचा हुआ चावल में मसाला वगैरह डाल दिया, मैजिक मसाला डाल दिया, ये वो तड़का डाल दिया and फ्राई कर दिया. Yeah, breakfast is ready. Moving on, we had asked our one question in our registration form. So are reasoning ability and effective intelligence the one and the same? So 33% of them said yes, 27% said no, and maybe said 29% and not sure 11%. So Major, can you tell me what exactly reasoning ability and difference between reasoning ability and effective intelligence is?
Sure. So I'll go with the people who have said no. Right? So effective intelligence and reasoning ability are two different qualities. Although both qualities kind of map up and wrap up each other and come to the fore whenever we are put in these kind of challenging situations. Right? They kind of seamlessly integrate and come to the fore, but they're two different qualities. So what is effective intelligence? It is a solutioning mind, as we mentioned earlier. Right? Reasoning ability जो है वो है एक thinking mind, जो हिंदी में परखना बोलते हैं, एक quick thinking ability, right? एक the ability to kind of grasp the essentials and arrive at quick conclusions, not pondering, not fence sitting. No, सोच में ही डूबे रहो. No, somebody who can think quick, assess the situation, and come to a conclusion. That is the thinking mind, and that is the reasoning ability. Right? So इसका काफी सारे हम लोग एक एक्सपीरियंस हम लोगों के डेली लाइफ में होता है. और ये एक जब मैंने let me share one very interesting experience. फौज का एक मेरा टेन्योर खत्म हो गया था. उसके बाद मैंने कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में एंट्री किया और मेरा कैंपस प्लेसमेंट हो रहा था IIM इंदौर में. और एक कंपनी आया, मैं वो कंपनी आई नॉट शेयर द नेम, बट एक कंपनी आया था, एक बहुत ही बढ़िया का, एक वंडरफुल कंपनी, IT कंपनी, हार्डकोर IT कंपनी. दे हैड कम फॉर कैंपस प्लेसमेंट एंड द सीनियर लीडरशिप जो वाइस प्रेसिडेंट थे वो आए थे रिक्रूटमेंट करने के लिए. और कैंपस प्लेसमेंट में यही होता है कि एक चेंबर उनको दे देते हैं और हर एक पार्टिसिपेंट को एक के बाद एक 10 मिनट का स्लॉट मिलता है इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस के लिए. हम लोग वो इंटरव्यू लेते हैं. तो मेरा टर्न आ गया और अपने जो बैच था 40 वाला बैच था. We were 40 people in the batch and there were only 2 doctors in the batch. So when my turn came, and I was standing at the door, I knocked at the door, and I wanted to get in. And this gentleman just looks at me, and he is already reading my resume. वो पढ़ रहे हैं. वो सीधे बोलते हैं, अच्छा, you're a doctor. Then I don't think there is anything for you in my company. So let's not waste each other's time. Okay, उसने he just tore my resume right in front of my eyes and trashed it to the dustbin. Right? So despite my degree and credentials and the army tenure as an officer, you can see what would have happened with that moment when somebody just takes the resume and throws it in the dustbin. So it is a way in which the gentleman is trying to possibly judge my behavior, attitude. And that's the way I took it. I said, okay, Mr. So-and-so, if that is the case, I really welcome it. But can I spend those minutes with you, which is allocated with you, and I need to talk to you? He said, no, please come. Then we had such a lovely conversation wherein I was able to kindle his interest. I could inquire about his organization. Then I sent a business proposal for Project Hope. Once he went back, and he immediately rolled out an offer to me. And that was my first job in the corporate world, that too in an IT company where no doctor was recruited in the history of the organization. So all I'm trying to say is, at that moment, what are the elements that you reason out? How you quickly think? How receptive are you? आपका क्या इंक्वायरिंग एटीट्यूड होता है, एक लॉजिकल रीजनिंग जो होता है, उसको लेके आप तुरंत एक डिसीजन लेते हैं, वो होता है रीजनिंग। डेली लाइफ में करते रहता है।
Yeah. Ankita, can you share some of your experience also?
Yes, sure. Reasoning ability, according to me, is when you reason. For everything you do in life, you ask questions why, what, and how. जब आप वजह ढूंढते हो किसी चीज को करने की, so that is where you're using this quality. In this, you have multiple solutions, and out of that, you reason, you reach to a conclusion, and you choose one out of those options for you. So अभी I said that हम में से बहुत सारे लोग अभी फाइनल ईयर ऑफ ग्रेजुएशन में होंगे, मेजर सब्जेक्ट चुनने की बारी जब आती है, what do? We go and talk to our teachers, we talk to our seniors, अपने पेरेंट्स से डिस्कशंस करते हैं। कई लोग तो ये भी रैशनल लगाते हैं कि भाई फिजिक्स और केमिस्ट्री में हमारा प्रैक्टिकल नहीं होता, सॉरी प्रैक्टिकल होता है, मैथ्स में प्रैक्टिकल नहीं होता, so let's go with maths. Okay, so these are all the reasoning and logics you use while taking up the major subject. Not only this, graduation खत्म होने के बाद many people decide कि हमें जो हमने पढ़ाई की है उसके साथ करियर आगे pursue नहीं करना है उसमें. So suddenly they think कि यार मैं फोटोग्राफी में बड़ा अच्छा हूँ या मैं डांसर बड़ी अच्छी हूँ, why not take this up as a career? वहां पे भी you again have to think of a lot of things कि ये करना है तो आगे कैसे मैनेज करेंगे, what are the better options I have in this career, and then you go and talk to your parents, उनको भी explain करते हो, convince करते हो with all the logics and reasonings you have in your mind. And coming to the NCC thing, जब RTC कैंप हो गया या TSC कैंप हो गया, ATC कैंप हो गया, ये कैंप्स के सिलेक्शन में भी हम लोग बड़ा सोचते थे कि भाई RTC करने पे क्या क्या फायदा होने वाला है, TSC करेंगे तो क्या बेनिफिट होगा. So again, we all used our brains here thinking about why and why not. If yes, then how, and how we can make it very easy and useful for us. So yeah, that is, these are all the experience where we all have used this quality.
Right. Similarly, जब मैंने so similarly जब मैंने अपना नया कॉलेज स्कूल खत्म हो गया था and when नया कॉलेज ज्वाइन करना था, I had a plan to buy new phone. So it was like a doubtful situation. Do I need a phone or do I want the phone? Like दो क्वेश्चन सामने आ गए थे मेरे. So it was like asking myself, as you said, Ankita, like the who, why, when, and all those questions, asking yourself and coming to a conclusion like, okay, चलो अगर चाहिए भी, then मेरा बजट कितना है, and then बजट डिसाइड हो गया, तो अब बजट में कौन से फोन आ रहे हैं, like आईफोन आता है कि नहीं आ रहा है, so all those things, and then coming फोन भी शॉर्टलिस्ट कर लिए, then I check, okay, अब मेरे बजट में जो फोन्स आ रहे हैं उनके फीचर्स क्या क्या है, which is the best one of that. So yeah, there is how I used. And moving on, we had asked one question in our registration form. Is power of expression something that can be taught or inborn? So जहाँ हमने हमारे audience ने 64% of them said yes, and 13.8% said no, and 21.9% said maybe. So Ankita, what do you think? Is power of expression taught or inborn?
Okay, so in my opinion, I think it is something you can develop with time. अभी power of expression की बात कर रहे हैं, भाई ये है क्या? So when you're able to express your opinion or views very crisply and very effectively, that is how we define this quality. आप कितने अच्छे से अपनी बातों को अभिव्यक्त करते हो, उसको हम power of expression बोलते हैं. अभी ये सब हम लोग करते हैं, सब लोगों ने वाइवा दिया है, सब लोग इंटरव्यू फेस करने वाले हैं या कर चुके हैं. Many people have presented their projects in front of their teachers या फिर externals आते हैं उनके सामने. There you try to put your views very effectively. कम शब्दों में अपनी बातों को कह देते हो. So these are all the places we have actually used this quality and अपनी बातों को बड़े आराम से और बहुत अच्छे तरीके से सामने वाले को समझाने की कोशिश करी है हमने.
Yeah. Major, have you ever experienced this kind of power of expression thing?
Absolutely. In fact, like what Ankita was saying, power of expression is all about having communicating mind, right? Abhivyakt karna. And this is the most important tool of personality when it comes to a person's ability to put across his thoughts, his ideas with clarity and ease. So, हम daily life में हम देखते हैं. And this is actually a culmination of all the other three qualities that we earlier described. Effective intelligence, reasoning ability, organizing ability. ये सब culminate होके power of expression में आ जाता है. And it's a very, very important tool. एक जो experience and Rohit, you were saying I know that you are an entrepreneur. You are also pursuing, a family business. Now, just imagine if any one of us, right, get into an elevator, a lift, in a mall or someplace, and achanak we get to meet, say, Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Google. And for many of us, Google is a dream company, whether to seek a job or to partner with, right? And वो 30 सेकंड में मैं क्या बोलूंगा उसको? What will I tell Sundar so that he will call me over and say, "You come over and have a chat with my leadership team." What is it that I will tell him? What is the compelling value proposition that I will give him regarding my own business or my own candidature? In those 30 seconds that I get with him in the elevator, right? So this is power of expression. And you will see it in your daily walk of life, right? So, जो एक सेल्समैन होता है, एक जब वो सेल करता है, he is expressing with clarity, है ना, and ease. That is power of expression. Interviews, I say, that is power of expression. Very, very important tool. Very important tool. And what are your experiences, Rohit?
Yeah, I would like to add a point here. So अभी इसका एक लाइव एग्जाम्पल भी हमारे सामने है. अभी जो हमारी ऑडियंस है वो हम तीनों को देख रही है और यहाँ पे हम अपने एक्सप्रेशन को बहुत अच्छे से पुट आउट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. सो अगेन यहाँ पे हमारी बातों में क्लैरिटी नहीं होती तो आप लोगों में से बहुत सारे लोगों को सुनने में मजा नहीं आता और शायद जो आईपीएल का मैच देख रहा है वहां पे आधा से ज्यादा ऑडियंस स्विच हो गई होती. सो या हियर वी आर यूजिंग आवर क्वालिटी एंड द एबिलिटी ऑफ पावर ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन.
Yeah, correct. As Major said, definitely I would love to have a chance with Sundar Pichai in an elevator. But yeah, as you said, the sales wala thing, definitely. One thing just came to my mind when you said the sales thing. जब मैं अपने SSB के लिए जा रहा था तो फॉर्मल शर्ट खरीदनी थी मुझे. So what happened is I was confused between two shirts, like दो कलर्स के शर्ट्स मैंने चूज करके रखे थे and I was confused. The salesman over there said, "Sir, आप try करके देख लो and then decide." So I went to the trial room, एक शर्ट ट्राई कर लिया, बाहर आ गया and as soon as he saw me, he just said 2 sentences. अरे सर वाह क्या लग रहे हो, एकदम स्मार्ट फॉर्मल डैशिंग. So that strike me and I like okay, confident feel हो गया पूरा. And then he was able to influence me to buy that shirt. So yeah, there's where like it happens in every single day of our life.
Absolutely.
Moving on, we now can ask a live question to our audience. जहाँ पे live poll होगा, आप audience लोग आपके जो airmeet use कर रहे हैं, आपके screen पे yes or no आएगा, and you can press it's yes or no. So the question is basic intelligence and effective intelligence the same? Yes or no? Basic intelligence and effective intelligence the same. Okay, now I'm getting the results. Okay, so it's dynamic, second by second change hote ja rahe. Okay, so 65% of them, oh no, it's changing. Okay, we can give 2 more seconds. Okay, yeah, 52% said no and 48% said yes.
Okay.
So, Major, can you differentiate between the two, like basic intelligence and
Sure,
effective intelligence?
sure, sure. Certainly. So they are again two different qualities within a quality of intelligence, right? So बेसिक इंटेलिजेंस जो होता है हम लोग जैसे आईक्यू बोलते हैं इंटेलिजेंस कोफिशिएंट जो एक हम अक्वायर करते हैं बाय रीडिंग बुक्स जो हम नॉलेज अक्वायर करते हैं दैट इज द बेसिक इंटेलिजेंस व्हिच कैन बी टेस्टेड बाय वेरियस एग्जाम्स बाय वेरियस टेस्ट्स एंड ऑल दैट राइट वो होता है एक बेसिक इंटेलिजेंस सो इफेक्टिव इंटेलिजेंस जैसे हमने पहले बताया है वो एक प्रैक्टिकल इंटेलिजेंस होता है उसको हम बोलते हैं EQ right emotion quotient that is the capacity to evolve solutions when you are put in a tight corner when you are put into a practical problem right how resourceful are you like what you mentioned how resourceful are you do you have the capacity to use those limited resources and come to a solution so wo hota hai effective intelligence or EQ so a basic intelligence can fetch you a job to all our cadets, I'm sharing this experience. We can always get a job because of our basic intelligence. But for us to sustain, to grow, for us to get promoted, and for us to get the fulfillment in this career path, we need the effective intelligence. That is what will carry us through. So that is the difference between basic and effective intelligence.
Yeah. So this gave me a doubt, like, see, ऐसा कई बार होता है कि we kind of use these both OLQs or one or two, more than one OLQs in the same situation. So, Ankita, have you experienced, like, have you gone through some kind of situation like that?
यस यस एब्सोल्युटली अभी हम में से बहुत लोग या तो इंटर्नशिप के लिए जाने वाले हैं या फिर कई लोग अपने इंटर्नशिप पीरियड में भी होंगे सो imagine all of a sudden your boss is coming to you and saying hey today you have to present the project and the client is coming, we have a client meeting today. वहां पे what would you do? आप सारे पहले अपने टीम मेंबर्स के पास जाओगे, पता करोगे कि भाई सबने प्रोजेक्ट के कौन कौन से मॉड्यूल पे काम किया है, कितना काम हो रखा है, एंड सबको असेंबल करके अपने प्रेजेंटेशन की तैयारी करोगे. What are you doing there? अवेलेबल रिसोर्सेज को यूज करके जो आपके सामने एक प्रॉब्लम आई है उसका सोल्यूशन ढूंढने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. नाउ द क्लाइंट हैज कम, व्हाट वुड यू डू देयर? वहां पे आप अपने क्लाइंट को जितना भी प्रोजेक्ट आपने काम किया है वो एक्सप्लेन करोगे. You will make sure that the client is convinced that yes, the team is working quite okay and yeah, we are good to go ahead with them. So here we have used both the qualities, the effective intelligence and the power of expression.
Yeah, well said. I can see a lot of questions coming through our Facebook and the Airmate question box. So here's Himanshi asking you to Major. We all know that the speed of decision is a part of OLQ. But how can we improve this speed of decision?
Fantastic question. I'm sorry, I missed the name. Who's the person, please?
Himanshi.
Himanshi, good evening. Namaste. So, what we have asked is a brilliant question. So, how do we improve is by having these 6 honest friends with us all the time. Right? It was described beautifully. आपको याद होगा Mowgli, the book. Right? So, उसका जो author है रुडयार्ड किपलिंग, उसने ये 6 friends के बारे में जिक्र किया है. His 6 honest friends are what and why, when and how, where and who. एक जब सिचुएशन में हम लोग आ जाते हैं, हमको ये सोचना है what and why, ये क्या है सिचुएशन, क्यों हो रहा है, when and how, कब, कैसे, and where and who, कहाँ हो रहा है, और कौन है इसमें, who is involved in this. So when we have these 6 friends with us all the time and we practice using these friends continuously, you'll be able to arrive at sharper decisions and you'll be able to think quick from all these dimensions. So it is not about taking the right decisions, it's about making decisions right also. Right, Machi? So ये होता है. So it all comes through practice. And once you're conscious of it, it's all there in you. It's all there in you. You just need to open up your mind.
Question coming to Ankita also. Seema is asking Ankita, power of expression means talking only, or how to use this in discussion or in groups?
Okay, yeah. So power of expression is just not about talking only. As I said, it is about how effectively you're putting your point across. So coming to the question, how do you use it in the group discussion? When you go for the SSB, वहाँ पे आपके PPDD के बाद में जो discussion होता है, you just get 1 minute for the narration of your story. ठीक है? उस 1 मिनट में आपको अपनी पूरी स्टोरी कॉम्प्रीहेंड करके बड़े अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन करनी होती है सो दैट ग्रुप के सारे मेंबर्स को भी समझ आ जाए एंड साइमल्टेनियसली जहां पे असेसर बैठे हैं उनको भी आपकी स्टोरी का क्रक्स समझ आ जाए. सो if the time constraint if there is a time constraint and you're asked to express your views and you're talking about endlessly, so the person might miss the gist of your talk or miss the gist of what you're talking about. So power expression is आपको क्या बोलना है, अपने क्रक्स को कम से कम टाइम और बहुत अच्छे तरीके से कॉम्प्रीहेंड करके जब आप सामने वाले को बताते हो, that is actual use of power expression.
Yeah, right. So there is one more question for Major Guru. Shahi is asking the question. Nowadays there is a tendency to mix up the terms effective intelligence and artificial intelligence. Your thoughts, please.
Brilliant, Shahi. It's a very interesting question you have raised. The effective intelligence is all to do with we humans. So what we do with our mind and keeping the solutioning mind aspect in mind, that is all about effective intelligence. जैसे हमने पहले भी जिक्र किया था कई सारे examples के through. Artificial intelligence is a technology that this mind has created. So artificial intelligence is one of the byproducts of effective intelligence, I would say, which is coming in so handy today. It is a wonderful solution which can be used in healthcare, which can be used across various sectors in decision making. So it is basically now coming in as an aid to human beings to further their own effective intelligence. It's a brilliant question. So artificial intelligence is a wonderful product of effective intelligence. So use technology as an enabler. So artificial intelligence enables effective intelligence in today's world.
Right. So I can say that Alexa ये सब artificial intelligence में आता है, right, Major?
बिल्कुल. Yes.
Okay.
Almost.
Yeah. So Ankita, you have a question from Rahul. Is reasoning ability unique to each individual?
Okay, that's a beautiful question, Rahul. Yes, I think it is unique to each individual. Let's talk about how we prepare for our exams. मैथ्स के एग्जाम की स्ट्रैटेजी जो मेरी होगी जरूरी नहीं है आपकी भी होगी. आई माइट स्टार्ट विद सम डिफरेंट चैप्टर्स. आई माइट स्टार्ट सॉल्विंग द क्वेश्चन पेपर. 5 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन से मैंने अपना पेपर सॉल्व करना शुरू किया है. आपके हिसाब से आपको लगा कि विद इन द टाइम मैं 1 मार्क वाले क्वेश्चंस को पहले सॉल्व करके वो मार्क सिक्योर करता हूँ. सिमिलरली व्हेन यू गो एंड ऑप्ट फॉर योर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स पेपर, वहां पे भी जब ऑप्शंस को टिक आउट करने की बारी आती है, यू पुट योर डिफरेंट रीजनिंग्स एंड लॉजिक्स देयर एंड अगेन इट विल वैरी टू ईच इंडिविजुअल. So yeah, I think it is different and it varies to each of the individuals. For example, again I would like to quote here one SSB thing. जब GP में आपको एक सिचुएशन दी जाती है, वहां पे हर एक इंडिविजुअल का एक अलग अलग सोल्यूशन होता है. जो इंजर्ड बंदा होता है, किसी के हिसाब से दे टेक द इंजर्ड पर्सन टू द हॉस्पिटल एंड किसी के हिसाब से आसपास ही कोई स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स है, वहां के फर्स्ट एड का जो मेडिकल किट है वहां से उठाकर उसको इमीडिएट हेल्प दी जाती है. सो अगेन इट वेरीज कि आप किस तरीके से अपनी लॉजिकल और रीजनिंग को किस तरीके से सॉल्यूशंस को ढूंढ रहे हो और यूज कर रहे हो. सो या इट डिपेंड्स ऑन ईच ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल.
Right. Similarly, Major, I just have a question for you. Like,
Sure.
have you experienced, like, as Ankita shared, both OLQs in a same situation or kind of those things? So, multiple OLQs or multiple officer-like qualities in same situation. Have you experienced that?
Absolutely. And, quite a few times, and as I was mentioning to you, these are all qualities that kind of happen as a reflex, but we don't realize it. Right? कई examples हैं. सोचिए, एक हम लोग जा रहे हैं and suddenly you're accosted by some 5 or 6 people, antisocial elements or miscreants or you may or whatever they are. They're basically you're being put in a life-threatening situation. They're going to assault you, right? So इस अगर ये situation में आप क्या करेंगे? How will you assess the situation? Are you going to? Is it going to be a fight or are you going to fight? Right? Now here is where you need to quickly put on your reasoning ability to assess the power of your enemy in front of you very quickly. Reason it out and then choose your battle. Whether you want to really fight it out or save your soul for that day so that you come back to fight a bigger war the next day. So here what happens is you are using your reasoning ability to assess the situation, to understand the environment, to see where you are standing. Are you in a position of strength or are you in a position of weakness? Or uske baad you are using your effective intelligence to take a solution, a quick decision to either fight them out or save your soul for that day so that you can come back to kind of manage the problem at a later point in time. So it is an important component of the skill called Krav Maga, which is a self-defense technique which has been taught to the entire forces by the Israelis. So this is one of the examples that I can quickly think of.
Yeah. So for audience, just a quick reminder for our audience on AirMeet, you can start raising your hand to come live and ask your questions to our speakers. Ankita, you have a question from Himanshi that what we should do if we have the content but not able to express our views. So what we should do to improve this?
Okay, excellent question. I'll tell you my experience that how did I improve on this thing. हम सब लोग अभी स्पेशली ये लॉकडाउन के टाइम पे सीरीज सब लोग देख रहे हैं, राइट? सीरीज देख रहे हैं, मूवी देख रहे हैं, बहुत लोग बुक्स भी पढ़ रहे हैं. Comprehend the book once you have done reading it. सीरीज आपने देख ली है, अपने किसी फ्रेंड से या अपने पेरेंट्स या किसी फैमिली से उस सीरीज के बारे में बात करो, उसको कम से कम शब्दों में बताने की कोशिश करो. Why did you like it? What was so good about it? Maybe you can use, there are so many online platforms, public gigs हैं, आप different platforms में खुद को रजिस्टर करो and that too free of cost, जहाँ पे आप ये चीजें प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो. जनरली मिरर के सामने बात करने की कोशिश करो, रीड न्यूज़पेपर लाउडली, आप कोई बुक ले लो, एक हैबिट बनाओ, यू नो, डेली सुबह शाम उसको पढ़ने की किसी के सामने, सो दैट वो जो ग्रुप फेयर है कि आप किसी के सामने बात नहीं कर पाते हो, जस्ट पिक अप अ टॉपिक एंड टॉक टू योर फ्रेंड अबाउट इट कि हमने ये चीज देखी है, सो डिड यू लाइक दिस मूवी, कैसा रहा, व्हाई डिड यू लाइक इट, व्हाई आई एम नॉट लाइकिंग इट. So the more you will talk, the more comfortable you will become with the group and expressing your views also. So yeah.
Yeah, actually it was a great thing. So thanks. I will also use that thing like reading aloud and going in front of the mirror so that it can help me also in my coming up SSBs. Moving on, Major, you have a question from Bhargav. The question is, what is more powerful, primitive intelligence or solution finding capability at the situation?
Wonderful, Bhargav. So very clearly it is the solutioning mind which precedes over anything else. Right? It just totally supersedes everything else. The whole world only wants right? So what we do, how do we solve problems? Are we a part of the problem or are we a part of the solution? Right? It is a very important thing to understand. We always want, or we always wish to see people who are a part of the solution. And hence a solutioning mind definitely is much more powerful and useful and value adding in today's world, or for that matter, eternity. राइट? ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, एंड ये हर एक के पास होता है. इट्स नॉट दैट वी आर डिस्कवरिंग समथिंग न्यू. All of us have these components with us. It is just that we need to open up our mind to realize it. That's all. It's not some big ghost which is coming to us. It is all there within us. We just need to reveal it.
Right. Ankita, you have a question from Ayushi. Out of effective intelligence or effective ability, she's saying, and reasoning ability, which is the most important for an individual?
Okay. So for me, both the qualities are equally important, but it again depends on the situation you are in. Let's talk about this. कौन बनेगा करोड़पति हम सबने देख रखा है. सपोज हम लोग 25 लाख के सवाल पे अटके हुए हैं. What do we do? हम अपने रीजनिंग्स और लॉजिकल एबिलिटी को यूज करेंगे और एक एक ऑप्शंस को निकालते जाएंगे टू कम टू अ वेरी परफेक्ट सोल्यूशन और द परफेक्ट ऑप्शन, आई वुड से. बट अगेन यू आर अनश्योर अबाउट इट. व्हाट वुड यू डू? आप अपना इफेक्टिव इंटेलिजेंस यूज करोगे कि भाई 25 लाख के सवाल पे मैं आ गई हूँ, कोई लाइफ लाइन नहीं है. दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू मेंशन. एंड अभी मुझे, अगर मैं गेम को क्विट करूंगी, मैं एटलीस्ट 6.5 लाख रुपए घर लेके जा सकती हूँ. सो व्हेन यू quitting the game after applying your logical and reasoning ability there, you are actually using effective intelligence. So looking at this experience, again, you cannot say that which one of the ability is more important than the other. It depends on the situation you are in. You will have to practice it according to the situation or what you prefer a solution out of that situation.
Yeah.
Adding to that, Bhargav, and see, just imagine कोई आदमी ड्राउन हो रहा है, या किसी को एक स्ट्रोक हो गया है, किसी को करंट पास होकर शॉक हो गया है, राइट? या किसी को सांप ने काट दिया. Many of these situations which can, or there is a fire incident, right? Will you use your basic intelligence or will you use your effective intelligence? Which is coming handy to you? It is effective intelligence. Right? What you do at that time. How are you arriving at a solution and saving lives at that time? That is the important piece. And you will keep on doing it all the time.
Yeah. This brings me another question to Major. Like Akash is asking you, can a person can crack SSB interview if the person is average in his or her academics but very good in reasoning ability?
Of course. See, the thing is, there are two things to it. One is knowledge. In fact, there are three things to it, right? Knowledge, attitude, and skills, right? Knowledge is of paramount importance to clear your first step. Like what we are saying, that is where we use the basic intelligence. But thereafter comes your attitude and your skills of all these elements that we discussed, right? So your base is going to be the knowledge, and thereafter all your reasoning ability, your power of expression, your effective intelligence, and various officer-like qualities that we will be talking through the series. All of these will come in handy thereafter. So both are important. First is to clear the first benchmark. For that you need the basic knowledge. You cannot do without that. And thereafter, the rest of the cut happens because of these OLQs.
Right. Ankita, you have a question from Avyukti. She's asking you that what we should do to improve our pronunciation.
Okay. Yeah. So again, talking from my personal experience, start watching English news channels if you are not comfortable with English pronunciations. इंग्लिश न्यूज चैनल देखो, इंग्लिश मूवीज देखो. आई एम श्योर ये तो सब लोग ही एंजॉय करेंगे. इंग्लिश की सीरीज देखो. एंड आपने सपोज कोई नया वर्ड उसमें सीखा है एंड थोड़ा सा हटके है, थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है, ट्राई टू यूज दैट वर्ड इन योर डेली लाइफ और मे बी द सेम डे किसी भी एक सेंटेंस में यूज करो बात करते हुए. एंड वहां से आपने जो प्रोनाउंसिएशन पिक किया होगा वो सीरीज या मूवी देख के, वंस यू विल यूज इट, वो कहीं ना कहीं आपकी मेमोरी में जाके वो फीड हो जाती है. So the more you will practice, hear and practice. These are the two mantras according to me. Watch out English news channels, watch out movies, read books and talk about it. The more you will talk, the more you will get comfortable with it.
Yeah. Adding to what you said regarding the movies and series, Ankita, initially what I did was like subtitles pe kaam kiya. Like I was not able to catch, so I used to see the subtitles. Okay, yeah, this was the word, and this is how they pronounce. Okay, spelling bhi mil jata tha, and the pronunciation also came while using the subtitles. Uh, Major, okay. So Major, you have a question from Deepak Sharma. How to improve our face of expression in OLQ? I guess he's mentioning the power of expression OLQ in SSB for SSB.
Sure. So, like what Ankita was mentioned earlier, it's all about bringing clarity. The first thing before we even go on to express anything is to have clarity of thought. What is being assessed in your power of expression is not what you are just talking. It's not just a string of words that you are using. Right? Don't worry about English or Hindi. Whatever is the language, yes, if you are comfortable talking in anything, please state it. But the importance here is to have a clarity of thought and then express it with ease. That is the most important point, right? And remember, confidence without clarity is going to be dangerous. Yeah? So while somebody may just want to pose something and say, hey, you know what, I'm expressing something, I was loud, I was authoritative, but when you don't have clarity of thought, it will come to the fore. वो assessor चुन लेगा. So it's all about demonstrative action, as they say. Speed, accuracy, memory. All these three things have to come with clarity when you express it, and it comes with practice. पहले आप क्लैरिटी डालिए अपने दिमाग में. जब भी कोई आपको सवाल पूछता है या कोई भी आप खुद एक सिचुएशन में आ जाते हैं, तो पहले चीज जो है वो क्लैरिटी लाना है. Once you get clarity, expression तो आराम से वो खुद ब खुद आ जाएगा. So you don't even have to worry about it. So don't be conscious of these things. Just bring clarity. That's all.
Brings me another question to Meja. I guess a lot of fan following you have on this session. So Himanshu is asking you, sir, as we know in defense, we need to keep calm and take decisions quickly. Keeping calm is a major thing on what we need to work. Sir, can you give me suggestions? How can we control our short temper or aggression, which is biggest issue for us?
It is understandable, definitely understandable, and it's not unusual, especially when we are young, when we are energetic. We go through these kind of experiences, right? When somebody puts us in a corner, or somebody even insinuates you or insults you, कोई बदतमीजी से पेश आता है, you don't keep quiet. You're raging with energy and anger, right? But that is where we need to kind of temper it down. Again, assess the situation and see what is the solution that you are offering. What is the kind of thinking ability that you will bring in, and how are you going to kind of solve this particular issue. So it is very, very important to maintain a calm demeanor. And as I was mentioning earlier, we discussed about the emotional quotient. Emotional quotient has everything to do with skills and attitude. तो यही होता है, इसको एक BVAB साइकिल बोलते हैं. और drive our values drive our attitude drives our behavior. हमने अगर एक बार बिलीव कर लिया है कि भाई मैं शॉर्ट टेम्पर हूँ, and if you start taking pride in that will drive your value system. तो मैंने मान लिया है कि भाई मैं शॉर्ट टेम्पर ही हूँ और यही मेरा एक strength है. If you start thinking on those lines, it will certainly affect your attitude, and it will certainly come when you are put in a situation, your behavior will definitely be according to that. So you have to first change your belief system. So just try to temper it down whenever you are put in those situations. First, take a few steps back, calm down, understand, and then respond. Do not react. So this is something that we can always do. All of us, it's just through experience and practice. सबको ये समझ में आ जाता है. So I don't think you have any problems there. Just be cognizant.
Right. So now moving ahead, we can take live questions from our audience who have raised their hand and waiting to come live to ask you questions. So here we have Purushottam Rath. Hi Purushottam, good evening. We can hear you. You can ask questions.
Basically, my question is to Guru sir, that in SSB, how to tackle the question by keeping a mind in in the stable mode, means to keep a mind in calm.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it. Although it was kind of broken, I think I get a sense of it. What Purushottam is asking is, how do we answer questions keeping ourselves calm?
Right.
Correct, Purushottam? So,
Yes. Yes.
so as we were just discussing, the first thing is to bring clarity of thought. It's not about don't even think somebody's trying to assess you. Be your natural self. One does not have to wear multiple masks only during the interview. No, it comes through constant practice. It is a behavioral change. Right? Officer-like qualities demand a behavioral change. और हर एक बंदे में ये काबिलियत होती है. All these qualities that we are kind of describing today or discussing today, हर एक बंदे में होता है. Everybody will have it. It's just that we need to be conscious of it, bring clarity, never think that somebody is trying to assess you. No, you have a casual conversation. That is the most important piece. Don't feel, hey, somebody has asked a question and now how do I think about it? No. You just understand the question, quickly analyze it, and respond. Do not react. That is when, once you have that confidence, you will be able to crack any question which comes your way. And please understand one thing, there is nothing which is a right or wrong answer. There is nothing which is a right or wrong answer. It is the way you respond is what matters. You have the clarity, you are in. If you don't have the clarity, then it is a problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks Purushottam for asking the question. I hope your doubt is also clear.
Yeah.
Moving ahead, Ankita, you have one question from Surangma. She asks, it is often seen that people are making videos instead of helping the people in danger, like drowning. Do you think that it is the increasing inability to react in such a crisis situation or lack of seriousness?
Okay. So, answering the question, if like talking about from each of the individual's perspective, अगर आप अपने सामने किसी injured को देख रहे हो, what would you would like to do वहाँ पे? वीडियो बनाने से कोई हेल्प हो रही है उस सिचुएशन में? Do you really think कि वहाँ पे कोई इंसान, I'm talking about a specific situation जहाँ पे कोई injured हो रखा है. So वहाँ पे वीडियो बनाने से आप क्या किसी की हेल्प कर रहे हो? वहाँ आप सोल्यूशन में कुछ कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हो. You need to assess this, and if you think that you are helping the situation, go ahead with it. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि no, it's just spreading a chaos or adding to the chaos, you need to reconsider your action and think about it.
Right. So we are towards the closing of our this episode number 12. Major, do you have any closing thoughts regarding the session?
Sure. So to all my young friends and prospects who are all aspiring to either get into Forge or get into the corporate world, it's a world that is loaded with opportunities. All we are trying to do here, and especially in SSB, which is definitely relevant to all the world of opportunities that will lead to you in due time. What we are trying to develop is the force of character. जैसे अभी पिछले वाला क्वेश्चन में किसी ने बताया कि कोई आदमी डूब रहा है, हम लोग उसको वीडियो बना रहे हैं. What is the strength of your character, right? That forces character that we need to build. So basically, an officer or a leader does not exist for his individual or personal values, but for his ability to show the way, lead the way, and offer solutions. So that is the core of his existence. So मुझे एक संस्कृत श्लोक याद आता है, सुभाष, उद्यमे नैव सिद्ध्यन्ति कार्याणि न मनोरथे न हि सिंहस्य भविष्यति मुखेन्द्रकाः. Udyama, Karya, it is the effort that we put. Udyame naiva siddhyanti karyani na manorate. Mana is the mind. The aspirations of the mind can never be fulfilled without concentrated efforts. हर एक आदमी को मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. नहीं सुप्तस्य सिंहस्य, singham, lion, right? The king of the jungle. Even the king of the jungle, despite being the king, no animal will walk into his mouth. Pravishyanti mukhe mrugaha. Animals will not walk into his mouth just because he's the king of the jungle. He has to get up. He has to hunt. He has to be fighting fit. He has to be battle ready. Right? So it all comes with practice, attitude. हर एक आप में ये सब क्वालिटीज हैं. आप इनको उभरते हुए देखिए, आप इनको प्रैक्टिस कीजिए, सब कुछ आपके सामने आ जाएगा. Wish you all the success. Wish you all the success. You will all do well.
Ankita, your thoughts, please.
Yes. So yeah, I would end it by saying that SSB LQs, they are just not restricted to defense forces. Whatever experiences we have shared here, that must have made you realize कि हाँ ये सब तो हम भी करते हैं, ये सारी चीजें तो हमने भी यूज करी है. सो ये बड़े बड़े जार्गन से मेरे हिसाब से डरने की जरूरत नहीं है. और जब आप में से सब लोगों ने एनसीसी ज्वाइन करी होगी तो सबका एम डिफेंस या फौज ज्वाइन करना नहीं रहा होगा. सो आप किसी भी करियर में जाते हो, यू नीड टू हैव दीज क्वालिटीज, एंड वंस यू विल रियलाइज दैट हाउ एंड व्हेन यू आर यूजिंग इट, माय फ्रेंड्स, you all are ready to roll. So just all the best.
Thank you, Major. Thank you, Ankita. And I would love to share our details regarding how you can you can come to your access our social media handles plus the participation certificate. So on your screen you can see the next episode will be going live on 15th of November, 6:30 p.m. Sunday. SSB OLQs for all careers, part 3. And you can go and check on Google Play Store, जहाँ पे आप अपने feedback form fill करके certificates ले सकते हैं. The app name is on your screen, and these are our social media handles where you can follow us. And this episode is also recorded, जिसके recording हम अपने YouTube channel पे in the coming days release करेंगे. And in case जैसे मैंने आपसे पहले ही बोला था कि अगर आप लोगों ने पिछला एपिसोड मिस किया है, there is lot of content over there. आप अपने हमारे YouTube चैनल EXPA CADET प्रोग्राम पे जाके देख सकते हैं. Thanks a lot. Thanks for being there. Thanks for your time. Thank you everyone.